Hello and welcome to Sacred State Oracle. I'm doing weekly pick a card readings, and this week is all about love. Feel free to pause this video to tune in and see which card calls to you. Now, don't try to force a message if it doesn't resonate. Just leave it. Remember, don't let any card readings dictate your life. Always trust your intuition. Use common sense. Now, with that being said, I am glad you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, deck number 1. Let's jump into this reading. Love reading for the week ahead. And this card is going to represent your main energy or issue at hand. Okay. So you have clarity of belief. Ooh, okay. So what I'm getting with this card is that you were in a way, you were trying to figure out, or in a way there were circumstances in your life recently that kind of put you in this place to think, okay, what is going on? Why same things keep happening to me? Why am I in this point of life that I have to go through this this relationship lessons once again? And I know we don't want relationship lessons anymore. We want to earn our certificate of completion, so to speak. I understand that. But to me, it feels like you are realizing that there was a belief or beliefs that you held on so tight, that they kind of were the driving force in your life. Where could be that your caretakers, their belief system was integrated in you and you accepted it as truth, as part of you growing up. Or it could have been limiting belief of society you grew up. But it was something that from you, almost like early dating life, you had this degree. It could have been like, getting married at some point, have this amount of children, move there, live there, whatever it might be. That's just an example, so you know what I'm talking about. And you were trying to follow this plan, but because you were holding on to someone else's idea of how it needs to be, it was leading you to a place where you were not connected to your own path. And now it seems like you identified that belief and you were able to say, okay, hold on. Honestly, put my hand on my heart. Look at this deeply. This is not mine. I have to release it. Okay. I have to release it. It's all mental game. It's all about identifying what beliefs serve you, what is true to you, and not as a human in a way, not like as whoever you are, but deeper, deeper as the spiritual being. Whoa, I didn't think that would come through. Do you not believe you deserve someone? Do you not believe that you're worthy of this partner, and so you're letting them go? For some of you, it just came for some of you. For others, it is again, like it's something to do mentally with the belief system. It's all in your mind that you adopted as from your caregivers or society. Yeah, a certain idea that at least at this point, or till this point, was stopping you. Okay, let's see what the second card is. The second card I pulled for you was sadness and isolation. And to me, it feels like because you were forced in a way by the universe to be by yourself for a moment, and it could be different times for you, you realize that, hold on, wait a minute. Why am I in this situation again? What is this that is stopping me from being in a relationship that I desire? And that sadness and isolation is a blessing in disguise. Yeah, it doesn't feel good when we're there. Trust me, I know. I experienced enough heartbreaks in my life. But it also an opportunity to be like, okay, where were my needs not met? why those needs are so important for me. What happens with my inner child? What does she want? What does he want? And can I acknowledge and validate those feelings? Can I go deeper and see that perhaps the needs that the child thought it needed are false? We might misrepresent and misread situations all the time just because we might have different filters in our awareness that are not allowed us to see things clearly, and that's okay. It happens. But with this card, I'm just picking up that you're opening up. Look, both of them have hands out. Do you see that? The card number 3 has hands out, and a card number 1, and it's all mental. This blue frame in this card deck represents mental. Everything here is tied to how you think, what you think about yourself, what you think about partners, what you think that partnership is supposed to be. This is all deep, deep work. Okay. It's a time to look into yourself, into the perspective, and see, okay, hold on. Where is my limiting beliefs stopping me? But it looks like we're opening up. Okay, Spirit, what else can you tell us about this? Okay, we've got love. Oh, I love it. Okay, so this love came in reverse. So again, to me, what I feel like is that, do you see the progression though in numbers? What it feels to me is that because of those limiting beliefs, it kind of slows you down with getting to the point to be with the love you want in your life, to like in the relationship you want for yourself. Because again, we have certain expectations, we might have certain belief system that make us look into something and it's not that way at all. Or that's exactly why we're attracting partners that do not align with what we want or what we see in our future. But I like that. I feel like if you get to the bottom of it, then the love is possible. Love is available for all of us. And I believe that soulmates come in many forms. It's not just one person was made for you. As long as they come in, and kind of, to me, it's from my personal experience, it feels like they recalibrate me based on where I am in my soul evolution. So they recalibrate me and allow me to see where my limiting belief is, where am I not stepping up to honor who I am, and how can I get to that place where we can be equal in that give and take. Okay, I think I'm going to pull one more card for you today. All right, what else do you want to let us know? I'm going to do the same deck. All right, shine. This one also was in reverse the way it came out, this card. But again, it's a major arcana. And do you see how you keep going? You keep rising. You keep rising, but it takes inside work to get to this point. It takes that time. It takes the, in a way, perseverance, because it might not be, oh gosh, it might be so painful to go back. It might be difficult to sit with yourself and be like, okay, let's face it. What is it in me, in my belief system, that contradicts what I want in a relationship? And if you're able to do that inner work, do that mental work, right? Then not only you can align with the person you desire to have a relationship with, you get to shine. You get to shine, because I don't believe another person completes us. I believe it's always so much better to realize how complete and whole you are on your own, and let that inner love, inner light shine outwards. It's also about self-love and self-respect. Can you do this work and release those blockages. Oh my gosh, I can't. You can't make this step up. Look, it was brought to my attention. Her hands are open. Her hands here and here are open too. Oops, sorry, I bumped into my mic. She's open. She's open. Release what you're holding on to so hard. Release it. As you're releasing it, guess what? You get to lock in onto the loved one. I hope that resonates. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this is your love reading for this week. Bye. Hello, deck number 2. This is your card for this week. We're doing a love reading. Let's open it up and see. This card is going to represent the main energy or the issue that is happening right now for you. And we got win or lose in reverse. I like this card. It is to me because it was in reverse. What I'm picking up from it right now for you guys is that you get to the point when you realize it's not about being right. You can be arguing your case with someone. You can be arguing your case so hard and they still won't hear it. You can have all the good reasons, all the logical reasons, all the validating reasons. They might still not able to hear it because they might be blocked by their own filters, by their own belief systems, based on how they were raised up and what kind of experience they had until this point. And what I feel from this card right now is that you basically threw your hands in the air and said, I can't win this. It doesn't matter. I'm done. Win or lose, it's like I cannot prove my point. So I'm just going to walk away. I'm just going to rest my case, because it feels to me you've tried and tried and tried and it's just a mental game. It's a mental game, and there's again, what comes for me is this belief system that stands in his way and your way, or her way and your way, that they might not able to open up enough to understand your point of view. And at the end of the day, you're like, it's not about proving that I'm right. It's about understanding that, you know what, both of us could be right. Your truth could be valid and my truth could be valid. Now, how can we come together as a team, as a partners, and move forward with it, right? What is the solution here that honors both of us? And I don't feel with this card yet that it's there. So let's clarify. Let's see what else shows up. This card was the main energy. And again, it was in reverse. And that's how I read it. I read intuitively. So let's see, Spirit, what else can you tell us about deck number 2 for this week, the situation they're coming and dealing with. Oh, flew right in there to join. All right, seek the truth. It's all mental game here. The red border in this deck represents mental activities. And again, this card jumped out in reverse. And so to me, it feels like, okay, because for some of you, it might be that in this argument with your partner, with your romantic connection, with your special other, you might be the one who is actually coming from the place of I want to be right, and you're not seeking a deeper truth. Don't shoot the messenger. Sometimes we need to hear that so we can be like, hold on a second, let me think about it, right? And do you see that how she's opening this curtain? And what I'm getting for some of you too is when you seek deeper, you begin to understand that unfortunately, two of you are not a good match, and that deeper truth will set you on the path of disconnecting from that person. And so I feel like for some of you, it might be that it's time to part ways, because you're realizing that they are not honoring you, or they're not aligning with who you want at this point in your life, they're just not aligned. Um, they're just not aligned. If you go into the deeper truth of things, you might realize that it's not the partnership that you actually seek. It could be different reasons why you're connected with this person. It could be trauma bonding. It could be you guys connected because you were going through similar things in life. It could be because there's just physical affection. But in the deeper seeking truth, it's not. It's like it's choose. At least this is what I am picking up from this card at the moment. If it showed up differently, different time, I could have probably read it differently. But again, there is a sword. It's cutting through between you two, and oops, hold on, I gotta get these two cards, and it just feels that um, those filters, those belief systems, they are just getting you apart. All right, two cards fell out. I'm gonna flip them. Okay, sacral chakra and healing begins in the reverse again. Okay, so much mental energy, you guys. You guys are going too much into your head. Okay, and this is the burden of this generation. I don't know about others, but too much in your head. And guess what? You cannot heal if you're there. Oh my God. And she is opening the curtains too. All right. She's getting to the other side of things. Do you see that? She just started here looking through it. And if you want to seek the truth, you're going to get out. When you get out on the other side of it, you'll be able to begin healing. And again, it's a slow process. It's not going to be overnight. You're going to come back to your arguments. You're going to come back to your differences, is what I want to say, to your differences. But I'm always an optimist. I believe that whatever happens, happens for your highest good. If you're willing to take that perspective that this is for you, then through pain, you can get to the other side and you can start healing yourself. And for a lot of you, the healing needs to start at the sacral chakra. That is the energy center in your body that is below your belly button, about 2 inches down. It's a center for creativity, center for sexuality, self-expression, the ability to receive pleasure, different types, but what feels good, like the healthy pleasure, that type of energy. And it comes to that attention that I feel for a lot of you, you'll have to focus on doing work related to the sacral chakra. So you can Google it and see what works, because there's so many different modalities you can use to address it. But also, if you like to think about things so much, think about what might be, what kind of thoughts you have when it comes to feminine energy flow, expressing yourself as a feminine woman. Do you find yourself stepping too much into masculine because your partner wasn't able to? And then if you are a guy watching this video, the same, like where your sacral chakra might be imbalanced one way or another. Do you feel like your creativity is blocked, right? This is the center of creation. All right. Anyways, this is what I got for you. It sounds a little bit a tough week, not gonna lie. But I'm not surprised, because we have Mercury and Venus in retrograde right now. Venus, the planet of relationship. And then we are between the eclipses seasons, so it's pretty common to cut things out and invite new energies in, but it's not an easy process. My heart goes out to you if you're going through a breakup, and again, recalibrating yourself to addressing your own needs, and then realigning with a partner that mirrors that reciprocity. All right, take care of yourselves. Okay, deck number 3. I had to take a little pause because, oh my gosh, things been a little bit heavier after deck 2. So let's clear the energy a little bit. Let's clear the energies. Yeah, deck number 2, I'm sending you lots of love, but let's see what's happening for deck number 3. We're doing a love reading this week, so let's see what shows up. So the main card is going to represent your current energy or the main issue that is happening right now. So let's see what it is for you. Observe. Okay. This is a card that is major arcana in this card deck, which means it just has more potent energies about it. And it looks like she is, or the card itself, suggesting to step back a bit. And I know it's been chaotic. I know we have 2 planets in retrograde and we're between eclipse season, but just step away a little bit and look into your life as if you were in the theater looking at the performance. I know it could be especially hard when it involves you as one of the characters, but are you able to step away a little bit, just a little bit, and be like, okay, you know what? Let's look at this circus. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's more a theatrical performance, but nothing against circus-like performances. But can you step away? The point I'm trying to make, and observe. Try not to get into knee-jerk reaction, to want to jump in and participate in any way. Can you just observe it, just look at it and see what happens, okay? Let's clarify this card. Let's see what else Spirit's going to show up for you. What else deck 3 needs to know about this week? And about, let's see, this next card showed up. Sadness and isolation. Okay, this is the card that also showed up for the deck number 1. I am so, I don't want to say sorry that you're in this situation, because in the darkness, in the sadness, and in isolation, I can't say the word, isolation, we often find the strength to be reborn, right? But my heart goes out to you because those are not fun moments. Those are absolutely could be heart-shattering moments where you lose the hope and even motivation to come out, right? But it is a mental card, meaning this represents your mental activities. It's all about things happening in your mind, and it's all about your thoughts. So to me, this card is just, with this one, the first one we got, can you observe in a way what is happening? Why you're feeling sadness and why you feel like you are not part of your community. What is happening in your thought? What are you seeing? What are you looking at? Without getting too into your own story. Does it make sense? What I mean by your own story is when we, identify too strongly with our life and our life's events. Say, I'm a mother, I have 3 kids, I'm divorced, I'm having this kind of job, I have this siblings and this friends, this is how I identify, with all those labels. So often it is very, very like overwhelming with all of this, and we get so sucked into it. But in the end of the day, we are spiritual beings and there's so much more to us. So where can you just step away for it just a little bit and ask yourself those questions? What causing you to feel the sadness and isolations? And let's see what else spirits wants you to know about this. I'm getting a lot of headaches. I'm getting maybe some of you have experienced a lot of headaches, a lot of head pressure, which maybe as the, you know what, the other two decks had a lot of cards talking about mental activity. So no wonder my head hurts now. But what suggestion, what else is happening for the deck number 3? Oop. Okay. We have 4 cards showed up. Should I take it? Okay, I'm going to take it because I feel that I feel maybe Spirit knows that a lot of people are going to choose this deck, so let's address it. One of the cards that showed up is just breathe. Okay, just breathe. I like to remind myself when I find myself being overwhelmed with what's happening in my life, I would tap on my collarbone, the chest area, and I would say, I am not my feelings. I'm not my feelings, right? And this helps me to remind myself that I am not just this story living on earth, but I'm also a very spiritual being. There's way more to me. Um, so, and at times I have to actually physically stop myself and remind myself to breathe. I forget to breathe when I'm stressed. I don't even know how my body keeps on going because it feels like I'm not breathing. But just even regulating that nervous system makes a big difference. Another one is that showed up is dreams coming true. It is in reverse. Those both cards were in reverse. And I feel what it means is that we're disconnected. We're disconnected. We need to go back and breathe. We might be triggered because our dreams or ideas of what we want in life are not coming through right now. And we're so tied to it that it literally puts us into a place where we are not. Maybe that's why you feel isolated. Maybe you're looking out too much outward and thinking, well, look, she's got this and he's got this and they got this and here I am struggling. And I can relate for sure so much with you guys. You have no idea if that's something you're going through. But that's okay. Again, like too much into the story. Too much into the story. At some point, we have to develop trust that not only in ourselves, but into the bigger guiding force, that our lives are governed by something very, very intelligent that can be able to perceive, that is able to perceive the higher perspective and understand how events and things play out in our favor. And it's all about, to me at least, soul evolution. Another one is the card that showed up is share love. It came in reverse. All those cards, 4 cards came into reverse. Okay. But I found in my life what happens is that when I am too focused on my own perils, if I'm able to shift it and help another person out, then somehow it elevates my own pain. So that energy of helping another person, because this is heart-based energies, you might feel, might be something for you. You might feel a little bit uplifted, a little bit more uplifted, even if it's just for a day, until you're able to rebalance yourself and go back to addressing your own things, but again, go from a place of, isn't that interesting that this happened this week? Isn't it interesting that I feel this way? You know what I mean? And you also got 2 3s right here. And the last card, it also came in the reverse, darkest fears. Okay. So because it came into reverse, and again, it's the card that represents our thinking, I feel more positive about it. Oh, again, I'm sorry. Look at this 9 9 guys. Everything is amplified right now with the energies we have. Everything is just a little bit more potent, and there's a reason for it. There's some things that we need to let go of. There's some things we need to readjust. There's some things we need to recalibrate and even out. Okay, but it looks like to me that is because it was in reverse, you coming out of your darkest fears. I feel like we're moving from it, perhaps, and I'm sorry if that happened to you, but not in a like pity way. I just have compassion when hard things happen, even though I do believe it's all for our highest good. But I do feel like if something happened, you are coming out of it. You kind of pushing through your fears. You are, I feel like getting out, even out of the house, out of outside a bit, to get a little bit more sun, experience a little bit more of that spring energy. We just started our new year, astrological year. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing that you are coming out in its completion, right? 9 is kind of the end of the cycle. So remember, if it gets overwhelming for you this week, try to just breathe and observe. Pull yourself out of your story and look at it with the curiosity. What am I learning? What is this telling me? Okay, what can I learn from it? Where is that feel good in my body? What feels good in my body to release? Okay. And is there someone in my surroundings that I can offer help? And how can I maybe support someone else? Whoa, this one is also a little bit I don't know. I don't want to say heavy, but do feel a lot of you struggling. And I send you lots of love, guys. Lots of love. Everything is temporary. So know it when you go through hard stuff and cherish the good things when they're on your way or in your life. With that being said, I'm going to sign out. Take care.